So you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided. Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here, no putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Methodically starting to climb the leaderboard now. 4 under par for the tournament with yet another birdie. Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards. And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, you know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole. This is not heading in the right direction.
You know, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank, that was a pretty good shot right there.
Yeah, he's done well to minimize the damage.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. good putt. Now to the par 4 15th hole, 468 yards. Frank, what do you like about number 15?
The variation of the bunkering here, Rich, I think is excellent. The bunker that meanders its way down the right side tends to go to the right, and then you start to see those two bunkers down the left side. You've really got to try and take that second one on the left out of play. It requires something in excess of 280 yards. From there on in, you've got a chance.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Now the approach here at 15. Well, this could be good. On the green, and a chance for birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet.
Rich, a lot of movement there in the middle of the field right now.
So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
Yeah, I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse. And getting ready for the putt. So that's a drop shot. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage. But you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16th. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
And it is not looking like a good lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult. It's tough to take an extra club out of that lie, Rich, because it's always in the back of your mind, if you hit it properly, it's going to ML the green.
He gave that one everything he had. I mean, really gouged it, and still, it was short.
Rich, you know, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number.
Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back, he didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. Well, double par here, time to pick up and move on. Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash.
Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Settles in over the putt. Good solid par right there. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
We are about 170 yards from the hole. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Frank, where has that been?
Well, thank God for small mercies.